And I think the more I communicate with different types of people, the more I'm understanding this, right? There are barriers in place. Once I get to, let's say, top level of understanding with regards to the English language, there are still barriers. Like I find it difficult to communicate with people that speak in other languages. Subtle body language is very difficult to interpret and get 100% right. Women, I'd say, for the most part, are much more adept than guys at subtle body language interpretation. Right, they use it all the time from birth, much more so than guys. Guys are direct communicators. This is how we communicate best and most effectively, right? So in terms of a relationship, and this is why I say, if you are in a relationship, communicate via direct communication, a more masculine form of communication. Why? Because both parties understand that to a high level, whereas guys do not understand subtle body language, tells, all those kinds of things as well as women do. So when women communicate or lean to subtle body language favorably as a form of communication in relationships, a lot of things are missed, a lot of things aren't picked up, and that can lead to divide in relationships because guys lean more so to direct communication. I know a ton of women are like, well, why can't they just learn subtle body language and communicate that way, right? I know a ton of women are like saying that in their heads or saying that out loud. The reason why is because women, because they've always communicated on a subtle body language level, they're much more advanced in that region than guys, right? It's going to be difficult for a guy to catch up to that level. So there's that reason. But also, I'm not saying that guys shouldn't try, yes he should, but that there is that hurdle, right? However, women have also had to communicate directly via using the English language or whatever language that you utilize since birth as well. So it's just something that men and women have in common. So it's like you might as well use direct communication via linguistics to communicate with each other effectively in a relationship and lean on that. That way you understand each other better. The message is delivered from both parties effectively, right? Less miscommunication, right? That's the whole point. That's the number one thing in relationships, communication. So if you play around with that and women say, oh, well, we should communicate mostly subtly and things like that, well, a lot of those messages are missed by guys because we are just not as adept in subtle communication because that's not how we communicate growing up mainly. It's via direct communication, linguistics, and very bold body language. You know what I'm saying? So we miss all of that, or we miss a lot of that. So it's best to communicate directly. And relationships is a great example of why communication is inefficient. A lot gets missed. And this is true in and outside of relationships. And it's something that has really, really come to my attention as of late, the more that I communicate, like I said before, with different types of people.